My arms are not long enough for this camera. Anyway, so besides my Daedric armor that I've been working on, I'm also working on a smaller costume to wear to all the conventions that come up before the completion of my Daedric armor, since it's still going to be like well over a year probably before I get that done. I went to NatsuCon here in Collinsville at the convention center with a group of my friends, and they all had really fantastic costumes and mine wasn't done. So I went just in like the nerdiest t-shirt I had and wore like some really ridiculous makeup, and I just felt like so underdressed, and like I knew what I had in store, like what was in the works. I was really bummed out that it wasn't done, and it really re-inspired me to start working on it again. But I wanted something to wear to all the conventions coming up, so I thought of something really quick and easy that I could put together that I would want to wear. So I thought I could do like a gender bend Kung Fury. So that's what I've been working on. The biggest problem I had was the pants, because it's really hard to find jeans in that color. His pants are very, very light blue, almost like an acid wash all the way through, very 80s. So I went to Walmart and I found a really cheap pair of skinny-ish jeans. They're not like, oh, my arm is hurting. They're not super skinny, because I cannot bring myself to wear skinny jeans, and his are also like baggy around the ankles. So I found a pair, I think they were like $14, but they were way too dark. So I looked up online how to bleach jeans, and I gave that a go. I guess the bleach water that I was using wasn't strong enough, because I had to leave it in there for like 2 days before it got to the color that it needed to be. And on top of that, it was really, really spotty. I did it in just like this square bucket, and they say that you have to keep tossing and turning it like every half hour or so, and I guess I didn't do that. Because I took it out, I washed it, and it was just really, really unevenly bleached. So I ended up re-soaking them in bleach water, but I left it in there, I think, probably 3 days. I left it in there before I remembered that they were in there. And the dye, whenever you're bleaching pants, whenever it sits in the water, is actually like a brown instead of a blue whenever you bleach jeans. So what ended up happening was the pants are evenly bleached, but they're yellow. Like that brown that had leached out of those jeans had actually stained the jeans, even though it was bleach in the water. So I'm going to try and bleach them again. That's what this video is going to be. I'm going to show you the pants and the definite yellow hue that they have. And we're going to see how this goes, so wish me luck. Alright guys, unfortunately I don't think my camera is going to pick up the color on these jeans, but these are the jeans in question that I got. They're skinny-ish, like I said, because they need to be baggy around the bottom. But let me see, there's a really yellow spot, like right in here. I really hope that shows on camera, but you can see there's a yellow hue along the entire like legs of the pants. It's just yellowish. It's definitely there. So I think one more bleach treatment and we should be there. I just really want to get rid of this. One thing I will say about bleaching your jeans though is if you bleach them and wash them, they become really, really soft. It might just be the fabric softener that I used, but I did, hi Goose, hi Goose. I did read online that bleaching your jeans actually changes the texture and the feel of the material. So it might be a combination of the bleach plus my fabric softener. Plus Kitty. Anyway, I'm going to go get the bath ready for these and we'll see how this goes. Alright, I have my pants. I have my bleach. I have my tub. I have a bucket. Let's do this. One thing I will say, get the cheapest bleach you can get, because that is what is going to take the color out of your jeans. Don't get anything that's got like a lavender fragrance. Don't get anything that's obviously color safe. This jug I think was $1. That's what you want. So along this bucket here, I noticed these lines, and I use that as a guide. So that's a pretty decent amount of water, probably about 3 or 4 gallons, I want to say. And I think I'm going to dump about half of this bottle of bleach in there. I know that's a lot, but I think I want a lot to really get these pants where I want them to be. Also, I would recommend wearing safety equipment such as gloves and glasses, but I'm not doing that because I didn't think that far ahead. So we're going to go ahead and dump these pants in here. Ooh, that water's hot. Ouch! Get them nice and saturated. Alright, now I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, and I'm going to go wash my hands, and we'll come back to that and we'll see how this looks. Alright, it's been about an hour. I'm using this barbecue fork to just kind of poke this around in here because I do not have a pair of tongs. I've been meaning to buy some for about a month, but apparently I just can't be bothered. I can very, very faintly see that the water is starting to change color, which means that the dye is starting to leach out, and that's what we want. And this spot on this pocket right here is going to bother me to no end, but we'll just have to leave that be. You can really tell that these are yellow when they're wet. Like if you pull them out of the water, you can definitely see a yellow tint to them, but I still don't think it's going to show up on my camera, which is heartbreaking. But it's definitely there. I promise I am not lying to you. So we'll give this a few more hours and we'll see how this looks. It is 1:15 in the morning. I got off work at 9 o'clock. I put these in here at probably around 10. So they have been soaking for 3 hours and 15 minutes and they still have a very distinctly yellow hue to them, even though you can't see it on camera. Whenever you pull it out of the water and the water starts to run out of it is when it really turns yellow. Because I keep staring at it and I'm like, man, this looks like it might be done, like I can pull it out, and as soon as I get it out of the water, it's just yellow. But I think I'm going to leave this sit overnight. I'm going to go to bed, and we will see how this looks in the morning before I have to go to work. So I will update you then. It is now 12:30 p.m. the following day. I just woke up, which is why I sound so tired, like I'm dying. They look lighter, but they still are definitely yellow toned. Maybe not as intense as yesterday. But I'm going to go ahead and take these out of here and throw them in the wash. And we'll see what they look like when they come out. I think you can finally see the color now. I just pulled these out of the wash. They are so yellow. I need these for Saturday. I guess I'm just going to be going with yellow pants. Yeah, I'm going to throw these in the dryer and hope for the best. Unfortunately, they are still yellow. if 14 hours of bleaching isn't going to make them white, I don't think they're ever going to not yellow. And I need these for Saturday, which is 3 days from now, and I still have to put the holes in the legs and sew on the patch, so I guess Kung Fury is just going to be rocking some yellow pants. Oh well. So what have we learned from all this? Don't leave your pants in bleach water for 3 days because it's going to turn them yellow and not white, and that's not what you want. Don't be like me and be a yellow panted Kung Fury. Pantsed Kung Fury. Bye. So I'm not going to end the video there. Last night at work, I got to thinking to myself, man, all these videos that I've watched of other people bleaching their pants, they get theirs done in like less than a day. And I still have 3 days before Saturday. Well, 2 days now before Saturday. So I still have enough time to still try and salvage this pair of jeans. So I went to Walmart and I was looking at all the different pants. And while I was looking through them, I Googled bleaching pants again, and I Googled the question, bleach pants turned yellow. And it turns out that the yellow in the jeans is actually the spandex in them that will not bleach out white. They actually turn yellow. It's a common thing that happens, and I didn't know that. So they say it's irreversible once it happens. But I also, by some miracle, found a pair of white pants at Walmart, and I went and bought some RIT dye in like 2 different shades of blue, and we'll see if I can dye them the correct color. And I also thought to myself, maybe I can try and salvage the yellow ones that I have already and try and use the dye on them and dye them blue. But my fear is that they'll turn green, but it'll be an experiment because I want to save the yellow ones because I like how they fit better than the white ones that I found. But I found out that I don't have a pot big enough to soak those pants in because you need to boil the water. So we're going to take a trip to Walmart and go and get a pot. So, be right back. I see you, Van. I see you trying to hide. I know what you are. Apparently having a ceramic skillet automatically makes you healthier because it doesn't have lead in it. I found the stock pots, but this 16-quart one doesn't have a price tag. The 12-quart one is $8.94, so I would hope that means this one isn't too much more expensive, but that's the one I'm going to get. I also grabbed this here candy thermometer because on the back of the bottle of dye it says you have to have your water between a certain temperature. I only want to try my best to make this work right, so I'm buying it. And I finally bothered. Trying to film at Walmart is hard. Every time I want to get a shot, they always make an announcement, or there's a person standing in the aisle. I don't want to be standing there recording myself and get stared at. The struggle is real. First of all, I want everyone to take the time to appreciate the time that I spent to clean my stove and my countertop and do my dishes for the sake of this shot, so all of you don't think that I'm a nasty bum, even though I am. But here are the yellow jeans in question. I feel like you can actually tell that those are bright yellow in this light. And then these are the white pants that I bought at Walmart yesterday, but I'm going to try and dye both of them to see how they turn out. I got 2 bottles of RIT dye. I got one in sapphire blue and one in Kentucky sky. And the reason I got both of them is because I feel this is too dark and this is too light. So the plan is to use this entire bottle and half of this bottle. I'm going to mix them together because right in the middle I think is the color that I want to make. So first I'm going to throw these in the washing machine because I think it's recommended that you wash your pants before you dye them, and they also need to be wet before you put them in the water. So I'm going to fill this with water, wash these pants, and I'll be right back. What do you do when you wait for your water to boil? You eat the greatest food on earth, rye bread and dill dip. Okay, according to the thermometer, we're right at 180 degrees, so it's not boiling, but it is very, very close. So I'm going to go ahead and take these pants and get them wet and leave them in the sink, and then I'm going to dump these bottles in there. So my pants are wet. Opened up my bottle, so I'm going to go ahead and dump this entire thing in here. According to the label, it said use 1 bottle per 2 pounds of dry fabric. So I was also contemplating doing both of these at the same time, but I think I'm going to do them one at a time because I think I've got enough dye for 2 pairs of pants. And it also says that you want to have a big enough pot for your pants to move freely. I feel like if I did 2 at once that it would overcrowd the pot. So that's that entire bottle. And then I'm going to do, just going to eyeball it. About that much of that one. Okay. Trying to film and do this at the same time is very difficult, but I'm going to try my very best. So I've got my pants. I think maybe I should probably not put them in a ball. Maybe do it like that. There we go. I took this big spoon and I stirred up that pot. So I'm going to bring them over and dip them in. Oh gosh, this might overflow. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, I think we're good. Ooh, that's close. Okay. I'm going to take my nifty tongs and push that down in there. I apologize if the camera work is amateur, but I don't want to get dye all over my kitchen. So already that's looking good. That's looking really good, actually. But they say you want to let that soak for 30 minutes and stir constantly. So I'm going to do that and I will be right back. So it said 30 minutes or until desired color is reached. And I've been just turning this, just grabbing it further down and rolling it around and making a huge mess of my stove in the process. But I've just been looking for any spots that still look like they're yellow or have like a greenish hint to them. Mainly up around by the thicker parts, up by the top. And it looks like those are pretty well going away. Again, I'm sorry if my recording is amateur, because I'm not really focusing on the viewfinder. I'm focusing on what I'm doing here. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pull these out, and I just see this getting absolutely everywhere, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I used the tongs, and I pulled the pants up out of the water and stretched them up as high as they would go to where they weren't in the water anymore to try and drain it. Then I just quickly swiped it over here and put it in the sink. So I've been kind of giving them a once over. Really, the spots that didn't take the color well are like right in here. They still are lighter, look like they might be a little bit green, but I'm going to go ahead and rinse these, and if I need to dip them again, I will. I'm not going to throw that away until I absolutely have to. So I went through and I squeezed these out and rinsed them out the best I could. I'm going to go throw them in the washing machine as soon as those white pants are done being washed. And I had them on just a small load, which means that I didn't even do this for 18 minutes, because that's how long that cycle runs for. But as I'm sitting here rinsing these out, I'm contemplating, I don't even remember what color these pants were when I bought them. I don't know if the color they were when I got them was really that far off from what he wore in the movie. It's like, if I had not bleached them, could I have saved me all this headache? I don't remember. So we'll just leave it at, they were not the right color, and I did all of this for a reason. So I just put those pants in the washing machine. And this is what I always do, where I sit and I get nervous about everything that I just did, because I'm worried that they're going to come out like neon blue. Because that Kentucky sky, the reason why I got that sapphire blue is because that Kentucky one looked like it was going to be a really, really bright, like neon blue, like an unnatural denim color, like Flapjack from the Epic Adventures of, or the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, like his color pants. And that's not what he wears. So I mixed in the darker one, but now I think they're still going to come out like a neon blue. And I'm also worried that they might be too dark still, because I looked at a picture of Kung Fury's pants right before I put it in the washing machine, and they're still very like stonewash looking pants, and I don't think that's what mine are going to look like when they come out. So I'm going to sit here on the couch, I'm going to play some Fallout, and we'll see what they look like when they come out. Okay guys, this is it. Moment of truth. They're definitely not neon, but they're definitely like an unnatural denim color. I'm not super mad about it. I guess they'll be alright. I'll go ahead and throw them in the dryer. Yeah, if they were just a little bit lighter, like if I didn't let them sit for as long, but then, I don't know. I'm going to use them regardless. I'm going to throw these in the dryer and then I'll put the holes in them tomorrow. Or actually probably later today. So, out of the dryer, the longer I look at them, I'm actually pretty okay with these. Considering what they look like before I went through all the trouble of dyeing them, I mean, I'm okay with this. I think these are going to work out pretty decent. They're not neon yellow. They're kind of like a really light cornflower kind of blue, like still kind of an unnatural kind of denim, but they did lighten up a lot in the wash like I thought they would. So, yeah. Not bad, me. So I think we're finally going to draw this video to a close. I've been getting shots for this for the past 3 days, and I think it just needs to come to an end. So I'm going to go ahead and put all these clips together and edit it and try and get it uploaded to YouTube before the end of tonight. And then either tonight or after work tomorrow is when I'm going to start putting the holes in these pants and sew on the knee patch. And then this Saturday is the convention, and I'll be sure to take my camera and record lots of footage for that where you can see the costume all together. So, thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed my struggle. Bye, guys.